Okay folks, this is the last video for this month, and as I promised, this video will deal with the issue of goods returned over the transitional period, transition from VAT from 14% to 15%, and how do you deal with that. Again, we need to look at what are the basic rules. The basic rule says when goods are returned, the supplier must issue a credit note, and the credit note must contain certain information. Now, that information must, amongst others, be a link to the original supply, and for that matter to the original tax invoice, which is now being reduced. Now, the VAT Act does make provision that SARS can rule that under certain circumstances you do need not disclose what the original supply or the original tax invoice was, or any other disclosure that doesn't make sense for that matter. What SARS have ruled now in the frequently asked question document is that if you cannot identify goods as being linked to a specific invoice, then you must apply the rule that when the goods are returned, on that date you use the VAT rate on that date applicable. Now let's just look at some of the example in practice. In the fast-moving consumable goods industry, you deliver your gazillion chocolates to Pick n Pay or wherever. Some of them break, and some of them are old, and some of them this, that, and the next thing. But they all get put in a basket of some sort or a box, and they get sent back. You don't know what portion of that relates to 14% or 15%. All you really know is that's a product of whatever the supplier is, and the product has a barcode, and the barcode is linked to the general VAT rate. But it doesn't tell you when that specific bar was sold. And in those circumstances, it becomes completely impossible to determine should I issue a credit note at 14 or 15%. And in this case, SARS have given an answer that it says that you can use a similar method as used for the returnable containers. In other words, if you can link it to a post supply, it's 14%. If you cannot link it, you can issue a credit note based on the VAT rate applicable on the date that the goods are returned. I hope that has been of some help. I think the real challenge will come when the first VAT returns go in, having both 14 and 50% suppliers. And we've seen many questions coming through on our platform, questions being asked about various scenarios. But I think the real test will be when those first VAT returns go in. So this is me, Chris Teron, checking out for the last time for the March videos. Again, the golden rule, don't forget about it. Use these videos any which way you want. Use it for your own training purposes. You don't need my approval to do that. Just do it. Also, distribute the videos. Let's distribute knowledge and learnings so everybody gets the benefit of that. And of course, distribute it to your friends. If you want to, if you think it's worth the while. If it's not worth the while, send it to your enemies, and send it many times. For now, it's me, Chris Teron, checking out for TradeTaxPlus, Center of Excellence.